like they're one of the best in the country, because just because they're club doesn't mean they aren't loaded, and they are very well led in the coaching staff.
And I think it's going to be really fun later on today when Oklahoma State and Iowa take the mats together, trying to build a new rivalry, bring that rivalry from the men's wrestling teams over to the women's wrestling teams and start something new on the mats here in Carver Hawkeye Arena. All right, we're underway at 103 pounds, 8th ranked Mia Zuniga and Brooke Corgan of Oklahoma State. And they take center stage at Carver Hawkeye Arena to kick off the duels.
Zuniga so far 9-3 on the year, 1-0 in duels. She's one of 2 All-Americans on this team. She finished that way, 8th place with Kings, where she transferred in from last year.
And for Brooke Corgan, just a freshman from De Pere, Wisconsin, ranked 4th nationally at 100 pounds in high school. Went to the U17 World Team Trials, earned All-American status, is a 3-time high school state champion and a 4-time freestyle state champion as well.
Interestingly, you said 4-time freestyle state champ, 3-time folk style state champ as well. It's the interesting thing about high school is that sometimes they're going to wrestle both freestyle and folk style depending on what's available at their high schools, at the state level, so on and so forth. She competes well whatever the format is.
Well, as women's wrestling continues to grow, as Zuniga looking for a push-out point here against Corgan, she will get it. And Zuniga will earn the first point. But as women's wrestling continues to grow and more high schools start to take on their own women's wrestling programs, for the most part, before there were women's wrestling programs and divisions, these women had to wrestle against boys at their level, at the high school level. And especially, I'm from the state of Minnesota, so I got to see that firsthand, going to the Minnesota State Tournament, and there would be girls dominating at their weight class against boys. And soon there were just so many girls wanting to wrestle and competing at that state level that they're like, we need to have our own state division. And that's what the state of Minnesota has been able to do. And now the state of Iowa has done it, and it's just continuing to grow across the country.
And then the interesting thing with that, too, is I know it's not Iowa out there right now, but it reminds me of when Michael Caliendo on the men's team for Iowa brought up that he used to wrestle Kennedy Blades, who's on the women's team with the Hawkeyes back when they were younger, and Kennedy Blades would win a lot of those bouts and a lot of those little square-offs right there. So it doesn't matter, boy, girl, whatever. If you can compete, you can compete.
Here's Corgan trying to compete against a top 10 wrestler in the country at 103 pounds. And deep on a single leg, looking to wrap up that ankle, driving forward. Still no points awarded yet. Great job by Zuniga, able to battle out of it and get back to her feet.
Really good spot there because Corgan was so close, getting her knee right in between Zuniga's legs there, and that's almost a perfect position to get on top and get those takedown points. So she was really close to giving up 3, but instead got right back up.
We talked with head coach Travis Mercado, head coach for Colorado Mesa, and he said Zuniga's really good at positioning. No matter where she's at, she's going to get to her position, get her hooks in, and right here you see her driving on top, covers up for 2 points, looking for some back points. That'll be the end of the first period. A last-second takedown by Mia Zuniga, and she will take a 3-0 lead to the second.
Good first period on both sides. I think it's obvious that Zuniga has a good control of this period so far of this match. And she's really talented. You can notice it immediately. But congrats to Corgan because she is holding her own, and she's right there. She's really close to getting some points, but just a little bit short of some things.
And we talked about positioning. Look at this position here by Zuniga. I mean, Corgan earlier in this first half had a great shot in, but then Zuniga able to work up toward the chest of Corgan and then just use her body weight and her strength to be able to finish on top with 2 points.
And just bringing those shoulders down, the main goal, especially in freestyle wrestling, getting those shoulders down so that once you get those takedown points, again, those back points you're trying to get, you're trying to roll over, and just quickly those points can add up.
Mia coming off an 8th place finish at the Missouri Valley Open. And another push-out point for Mia.
You know, already at 4 points for her. Excuse me, 5.
They had a mix-up on the cards.
Yeah, wait a minute. little mix up there. We all make mistakes. This is early, right? It's early in the day.
Exactly.
We'll give him a break there. Remember, the thing with freestyle in comparison to folk style wrestling is that tech fall, you only need 10-point lead instead of 15 like it is on the men's side. So could be closer here. They're going for a tech fall.
Corgan in on a single leg, has the ankle, but great spin by Mia, and has the 2-point takedown. Now starting to work a turn in, trying to pile together some points. There's 2 for an exposure. 9-0 in favor of Mia Zuniga. Has the pin. Mia Zuniga, a pin at 103, and that's a way to start for Colorado Mesa.
Really good bout there from Zuniga. Winner with a pin, 9-0, but it was once she gets on top at that point, puts the shoulder down. The difference here is, again, some people think you're trying to escape immediately. And women's and freestyle, it's not necessarily that you're trying to escape. You're just trying to avoid that pin. Push your shoulder blades up a little bit. And you can see right here, she gets on top, and then she pins her right there on the ground. Once she's got her in that position, her shoulders are locked, can't come back up, and that's where you get the pin.
Quick attack this time. That is Riley Harrison for Oklahoma State, wasting no time. Blast double, and the Cowgirl on top early, 2-0.
Really good start against the number 9 wrestler in the country, Adriana Gomez, who's 12-3 overall so far this year. You got to get on top and attack early. You want to set the tone if you can, especially when you're going against such a tough opponent.
And Gomez, coming off a 5th-place finish at the Missouri Valley Open, had a last-second loss to top-ranked Ava Bayless of Iowa. And there's 2 points for Gomez as she's able to come back and pick up her own takedown.
Tying it up right there. Big things. We get some stoppage. Harrison just trying to push herself back up and force that right there. Freestyle, about 15 seconds usually. The ref will come in and bring him back up after some action.
They'll give the push-out point to Adriana Gomez. A 3-2 lead, and a lot of action early on in this half at 110. This time they'll give the push out to Harrison as Gomez had to sprawl out on the edge of the mat.
Exact opposite of that 103 bout where it seemed like it was just, basically tested each other out in the first round, and then the second they just got after each other. Zuniga was on fire. They just came out the gate looking for each other, hunting for some points. And again, they're attacking well on each other. They're responding well, getting some push-outs. They're balancing each other really well so far in the first minute 10 of this bout. Really good start.
Yeah, really, really good start, especially for Riley Harrison. We weren't even done closing the 103-pound match, and she already had 2 points with that blast double. Looked like she was coming out of the starting blocks on a track meet.
Again, you just set the tone right off the bat there. That's exactly what you're looking for. You got to make sure, 1, you have the confidence that you can win this. 2, put some points up early. You get some points in there, and it gives you that much more of a boost to finish out the bout on top.
Well, we've talked about the Missouri Valley Open. Riley Harrison competed there, went 2-1 overall. Did lose to Sterling Diaz of Iowa in a 10-0 tech fall. Could see a potential rematch of that later today. But back to live action at 110, tied at 3. Good move by Gomez, able to slide by, cover on top for 2 points. Now going for exposure points, has 2 more there. And that is a really exciting part about freestyle wrestling, is the way to string points together. You can go straight from a takedown to exposure, and it can go from a 2-0 match to a 4-2 match in the blink of an eye.
Even just so, like 2-4, 4-0, you can see some matches end so quickly because they get those exposure points. They keep rolling and rolling, and then eventually you're at a quick 10-0 tech fall.
Well, how about that? A 4-0 toss from Adriana Gomez. and a 9-3 lead for Adriana Gomez.
Now 11.
11 to 3, excuse
Two
me.
away. Just one takedown away from tech fall.
Again, the scoring is so fast. Sometimes it's hard to catch up and see exactly where all the points are coming from. But there was a 4-point toss and a 2-point exposure. Now Harrison right on the edge of the mat, and Gomez able to flip around, cover on top, 2-point takedown, and Gomez has a tech fall over Riley Harrison.
Again, you mentioned just so quick, especially with these two at 110, shooting at each other immediately, really agile, really quick, and it just made for a really fun opening period there that eventually, after a quick little break in the action, Gomez comes out on top and can just, she figured out the weaknesses there that she could attack and really honed in on them.
But you got to give credit to Gomez as well. It was Harrison who scored first, and she was on top. Then the roll through from Gomez, and then she reversed for the takedown and was able to close out the duel with, or excuse me, close out her match with a tech fall. Now we turn our attention to 117 pounds. For Colorado Mesa, it'll be Kylie Golz, and for Oklahoma State, it'll be Molly Allen. Excuse me, I jumped ahead. It's 117, Sophia Cornish, and for Oklahoma State, it's Jaden Roller.
Well, here's our first Mavs wrestler that's not ranked right now, though. She was up to number 8 last season, beat 5 ranked wrestlers. So far, 9-4 overall, 2-0 in duels, though. Just trying to get herself back to the spot she was a season ago, as she fell just outside of being an All-American at the NCWWC National Championships. I think the really interesting part about her opponent, Jaden Roller, too, though, is that she is phenomenal. The second girl in state history to be a 4-time high school state champ back in Oklahoma. And she originally wasn't even a wrestler. She started off as a gymnast. That's what she grew up as. Realized she had a mental block, wasn't in the best mindset for it. Her dad took her onto a mat. She started wrestling and fell in love with it immediately and turned into one of the best wrestlers in the state in all of high school's history.
She won her first Open championship just a couple of weeks ago at the Falcon Open. A big moment for Jaden Roller after going 0-2 at the Missouri Valley Open, 3-1 at the Viking Open. But here's Sophia Cornish with a 2-point takedown on Roller.
Now you see what Roller's doing right now, just on the ground. That's her defense, trying to get the action that she's getting right now from our official. Brings them back up, and now you're back to a level playing field.
Sophia Cornish coming off a 3-2 performance at the Missouri Valley Open. Did beat 5th-ranked NAIA Callie Payton. There's a 2-point takedown. Going straight into near fall, looking for near fall points. She won't get any, but great takedown by Jaden Roller.
Showed a lot of strength right there, bringing her in the position they are right now. It is pure muscle for Roller.
Able to tie it up, just under a minute remaining in the first half. Tied at 2.
Wondering who's the first one to either bring it down or try to snap down, go for a shot. I don't know if either would do it. I don't know if that's the best spot, because that's an opportunity for the opponent to turn over, get right on top, and get those 2 takedown points.
Good collar ties from Roller. Cornish thought about a shot.
It's a really risky move right now.
Short time in the first half, tied at 2. A couple of takedowns. The latest from Jaden Roller. And that will close out. Oh, one more shot from Cornish, but no points as the buzzer sounds to close the first half.
I I don't mind that right there at the end going for that shot because Roller's starting to back off. Notice there's only a few seconds left. If you can get something coming out of that opening period, it's a really good shot because Roller, again, with that replay right there, you just see the strength that we were talking about earlier. You notice that she is someone of equal match right now. Really, really talented. You need any point you can to win this bout.
Was nearly able to flip Cornish to her back. Was looking for some near fall points, but unable to do so as Cornish was able to stay flat and able to get back to her feet. As we start the second half tied at 2, Cornish in on the first shot, able to wrap up the hip of Roller, driving forward. Great job by Jaden to get back to her feet. Cornish not done yet, driving forward toward the edge of the mat. And they will award the 2-point takedown.
Really good from Roller to drag it out a little bit. Just wasn't going to be able to overcome that.
Let's see if Cornish pulls her out. They'll call for them to go back to center. Nowhere for them to go.
That takedown there, something that you noticed right at the end of that first period. She got her leg like she did right there for that takedown and dragged her out. And that's when you notice Roller almost panicked a little bit, didn't have any balance, and that's where you take advantage of it. Something you notice in the first period they can use in the second.
Roller looking for that right leg. Both wrestlers very strong at this position. Cornish has the ankle. Roller trying to roll out of it, but Cornish stays on top and finishes with the 2-point takedown.
Here's that defense from Roller, trying to get some action to move back up or find any open opportunity, but Cornish looking to just get the rollover, turn her over for some extra points.
A minute 41 remaining in this match. Sophia Cornish, a couple of takedowns to start it off. Jaden Roller's had a tough time getting those ankles of Cornish. She's done a great job of dancing around the shots. You can see she's pulling the right wrist of Roller, trying to get her off balance and basically just suck her into her shot and then take her down.
Just the weak spot with Roller right now. You got to take advantage of anything you can. Again, still trying to go for that right leg. That's why she's bringing her down like that.
Under a minute remaining in the match. Sophia Cornish leading 6-2. High collar ties of Sophia Cornish. Heavy on the head is Cornish. Roller trying to go for a shot. Cornish wrestles around and able to pick up another takedown.
And that right there just felt like Roller was doing anything she could to keep herself right where she was, whereas Cornish was just absolutely wearing her down in that spot. And eventually got to Roller.
Ten remaining. Sophia Cornish, 8-2 decision victory at 117.
And the other thing right there to finish that out for Cornish was just holding Roller in that position, not allowing her to snap down, not allowing her to go for any last-minute shot because, again, in that opening period, showed the strength, but right there when you get her off balance, that's when she's able to flip her and get those 2 takedown points. Really took great advantage of that.
They'll give 3 more points to Mesa. And because Roller did score, that'll give Okie State 1 point. Make it 12-2 on the team score. As we flip the scorecard to 124. And quick action off the whistle. It'll be Kylie Golz and Molly Allen battling at center mat.
Allen, we brought up one of those wrestlers for Oklahoma State that finished top 8 in the Missouri Valley Open. She finished 7th at the 124 weight class. She's also a 4-time state champ back in high school.
There's a 2-point takedown for Allen, and they'll give her 2 more for the roll. So a quick 4-0 lead for Molly Allen.
Good start and a really good opportunity for Oklahoma State to win their first bout of this duel.
Molly Allen wasting no time, takes a 6-0 lead. Couple of quick takedowns plus the roll.
And for Golz, this is her first matchup in a duel so far this season. 3-1 overall, but first bit of competition in a true duel.
Molly Allen, freshman from Underwood, Iowa, 4-time state champ, Fargo champ, and the Super 32 champ. And they're in a call a push-out point as Golz stepped out, and they'll give the point to Golz as Allen stepped out.
She was really close right there on the edge, just almost misstepped a little bit.
Look at the pressure by Molly Allen, pushing Golz to the edge of the mat. He was able to bring her down. Now looking for the roll, has 2 more. 1 more gut wrench will give her the tech. And deep on the shot, and she's gonna run out of time.
We're told that Golz is very, very technical with her work out there, and with that, she might be a little bit more, exact, almost a little bit slower. And the other side of it, Molly Allen's moving so quick. At this point, Golz is just trying to keep up with her.
Golz in on a single leg, great sprawl from Allen. She'll have to do some work to avoid being taken down by Golz. Golz still working that ankle, but she'll also run out of time. 1:01 on the clock. Molly Allen still leading 10-1. 1 more takedown, and she'll finish with a tech fall, spinning around, pushing forward. There's the takedown, and a tech fall for Molly Allen. First win of the day for the Cowgirls.
What an impressive win there, and a really good confidence boost for Allen, because Golz was a number 3 recruit in all of California, number 18 in the nation, and you quickly put this one to bed. You see her spinning around, getting her on top and dragging the shoulders to the mat there for the finish out that bout. Really impressive win.
Now to 131 for Colorado Mesa. It'll be Talia Vogelslang, and for Oklahoma State, Kaylee Benson.
Kaylee Benson again coming up for Oklahoma State, as you mentioned, a 2-time NHSCA High School Nationals All-American, and was undefeated her last 2 seasons to become state champion as well.
And Vogelslang for Colorado Mesa, 5-4 this season. Trying to work that shot against Benson. They get back to their feet. Vogelslang went 2-2 at the Missouri Valley Open. Lost and was pinned by Emily Frost of Iowa.
Really good opportunity for her to build up some of those numbers on the season. 5-4 overall, 1-1 in duels so far. It's been some really tough matches, what we've been told, that she's had some really good effort from her, but just fallen that short on the scoreboard. That 1-point loss, that 2-point loss. A really good shot here to show what she's made of.
Passivity from Kaylee Benson. We'll bring him back to the center of the mat. Nice slide by Vogelslang, making sure to get out of the way of Benson. A lot of action to start this 131-pound match. Vogelslang can't get on top. Benson, great job working defense from her knees. Now Benson in on a shot, blast, double 2-point takedown.
I was just about to say, it feels like right now, whoever gets that first attack, those first points, is going to be obviously in a great position into this bout, especially in this opening period. Because obviously you're in more control and you have a lead. I mean, that's obvious, but it just feels like that's going to be the confidence. That could really swing out how this is going to go.
Nice job by Vogelslang holding on to the wrists of Benson. Now Benson in on a single leg. Vogelslang spins around, staying on top. Can't quite get the leg. Benson gets both. Driving forward, Vogelslang hangs on to the ankle. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Vogelslang still holding on to the left leg of Benson. Benson has both wrapped up. Now she's trying to go for that headlock. Now she has the 2-point takedown. Vogelslang has to sprawl out.
Just trying to turn her right now. You see with that angle perfectly, just trying to move over, but couldn't do enough, and that's why they're brought back up the center mat.
Short time here in the first half. Benson a 4-0 lead for Oklahoma State. Last second shot by Vogelslang, but the buzzer sounds and the first half ends with Benson on top 4-0.
It just felt like Vogelslang there just really couldn't get anything going. Didn't have really any good attacks in there. Instead, on the other side, it was a really good shot there from Benson. Really took control of the opening period, and now they know exactly what to go after for Vogelslang in the second period. It's a really uphill battle for the Mavs wrestler in the second period if she wants to come out on top.
Quick break, and we're back to live action at 1:31. Benson, double leg slam, 4-point throw. Wow, feet to back. Kaylee Benson with the throw of the night so far.
They got a good reaction out of the crowd, too.
Vogelslang wasting no time, trying to get on a shot of her own. Great defense by Benson. She's got that arm locked up with her leg. Vogelslang can't really get any positioning. Now bring them back to their feet.
Took her too long so she could turn her in that position. Really good hold, especially with her right arm on the mat there, so that she couldn't get turned.
Benson, right leg wrapped up. Great job by Vogelslang to get the gut of Benson. And now Kaylee works down low.
Right there, trying to work her right leg right in between Vogelslang and bring her down.
Good trip, 2-point takedown. And that will end the match at 1:31. Back-to-back tech falls for the Cowgirls. Kaylee Benson picks up some big points against Talia Vogelslang.
Again, if you came into this thinking that you didn't have too much confidence in a club team, well, you should remember this is Oklahoma State Wrestling. Really good program. And again, really good from Benson. Look at that throw again. Slam right there on the mat. That was beautiful. The highlight of the afternoon so far. I mean, come on, that gave a shock out of me. I almost jumped back in my seat.
Big time throw from Kaylee Benson. As now we head to 138. Molly Dare for Colorado Mesa and Eleanor Dean for Oklahoma State. Dean wasting no time. 2-point takedown. Driving forward. Pin for Eleanor Dean. Not even 12 seconds gone on the clock. And Oklahoma State has come screaming back here the last couple of matches.
They've taken the team lead. They're ahead by 2 now.
Holy
what an
cow.
amazing pin. Again, it's working quickly for Oklahoma State. You're going against the number 5 team in the country. If you get out on top quick, that is going to give you that much more of an advantage. And this time, it was just a straight up pin, getting on top, holding the shoulders down. At that point, she can't get back up. It's an easy call there for the pin. Wow.
12-second pin for Eleanor Dean. And Oklahoma State at one point was down 13-2. They now lead 15-13. Back to back to back bonus points for Oklahoma State.
Here's one of the matches I had circled up as going to be pretty exciting on the Colorado Mesa side of things with Gretchen Donnelly, 9-3 so far in the year, trying to bring herself back to where she was a season ago when she went 27-8, which was the second most wins on this team.
Heavy on the head is Knapp. Donnelly back to her feet. Donnelly now with the toss, 4-point takedown. Working toward the back and a pin. 6th ranked Gretchen Donnelly. And Mesa, Colorado Mesa, responds with a pin of their own.
You needed a great response there for your team, and you got it in the most perfect fashion. You're going to pin us, well, we're going to pin you right back and earn that lead once again.
So now 18-15.
Again, really good pin there from Donnelly. We talked about it before the match was going to start, is that she could really control how this was going to go. And again, giving Colorado Mesa the lead late into this duel, we've got ourselves an exciting finish, AJ.
At 160 for Colorado Mesa, we'll see Taylor Colangelo. And for Oklahoma State, Daniela Nugent.
Daniela Nugent's the other one I had circled, mostly for Oklahoma State. Really, really good competitor. She's the first female wrestler with 4 New England prep titles back in high school, and she was on the 2025 World Team. An extremely impressive wrestler who's gone against some of the best in the country, best in the world. Trying to prove it again here.
Yeah, trying to work toward that ankle of Colangelo. She'll have the takedown.
Again, it seems like there's an absolute theme, especially in the back half of this lineup for the Cowgirls. It's just working quickly, getting on top, and making sure that the Mavs have no shot of getting anything rolling in the opening period.
Nugent, you already said a fantastic high school career. Was named to the 2025 World Team and also a U20 national champ, 3-time prep national champ. And she's actually the youngest of 5 siblings in that household. And I was reading a little article on Nugent right before the matches started here today. And she works again, another takedown. But her older brothers wrestled. And originally her dad was like, oh, I don't really know if I want to have my daughters in wrestling. But they kept fighting. They kept saying, hey, we really want to get in there and get on the wrestling mat. Finally, he let them do it. And Nugent, because her older brothers were in wrestling, had really good coaches in her corners right away from the start. And she ended up being named one of the captains of her high school team.
Really good turn from Colangelo right there to get a point. So we were talking earlier to head coach Travis Mercado about what Colangelo does so well, and it's putting pressure on her opponents. And at first, at the beginning of this period, obviously Nugent was taking full control, wasn't allowing any pressure to get to her. She didn't even give her a chance to allow Colangelo to put any pressure on Nugent. But now that's where it comes into play, and it's happening right now.
Wow, great 4-point toss by Nugent. Now she's looking for a pin herself. Deep in on the shot, Colangelo sprawling out on her backside. It's going to be tough. Nugent still working deep in on the shot. There's the pin. Daniela Nugent. Second pin for Oklahoma State, the 3rd in a row in this match.
3 consecutive pins, not what I had on my bingo card for this duel at all. But again, you see trying to get on top and around. Instead, Nugent just spins, and that's almost a free opportunity to take her to the ground there. And you see in that position, she's got her left shoulder down, but needs to move the right shoulder down. So she keeps pushing and pushing and putting that pressure on. And so finally, Colangelo gives out, and it's a pin right there.
And those tosses can really add up your points fast. We've seen quite a few 4-point tosses, feet to back, which have then turned into extra points with exposures. But right there, a great 4-point toss, and able to finish with a pin. Now to 180 pounds. It'll be Maggie Smith for Colorado Mesa. And it'll be Kailani Garcia for Oklahoma State moving up a weight.
Massie already trying to get some early points right there. But Maggie Smith 5-5 for the Mavs so far this year. We were told, again, for head coach Mercado, that she's looking out there for a fight. She's looking for a huge battle, and that might be exactly what they need while they're down by 2 right now in this duel.
Yeah, these next couple of matches are going to be really important on the team score. Oklahoma State up by 2 after that pin. Garcia in on a shot, has the 2-point takedown.
That was on me right there with the wrong
You're all good.
name. Garcia wrestling up right now. She's usually at 160, wrestling at 180. Finished 5th place in the 2022 U17 World Championships with Italy, but looking back to their most recent competition, Missouri Valley Open, finished 7th with her squad. Good back and forth right now. Again, looks like Garcia's trying to find open opportunity to attack, and there she is right there.
Great blast, double 2-point takedown. Now she's got a deep leg lace, has one exposure. She'll work back to the top.
Really close to getting those back points, getting those rolls right there, but instead still a really good lead.
A 6-0 lead for Kailani Garcia.
And just finding that opportunity to attack, and eventually Garcia did. You saw her keep working back out, tied up right now, and Garcia's going to try to back up a little bit and then shoot again at the knees like she did last time to get those points.
Again, a 2-point lead on the team score for Oklahoma State. So if you're Maggie Smith, you know you can't give up a pin here, because that would put it out of reach for Colorado Mesa. Try and keep it within decision range.
You need some points right now. Maggie Smith, you can see, is trying to work on top, bring Garcia down, and then flip over top and get the takedown points that way.
Even a tech fall for Garcia could put it out of reach for Colorado Mesa. Garcia working on top, spinning around. Doesn't quite have full control. Smith doing a great job being able to keep a hold of that arm of Garcia. Now pushing towards the edge of the mat. And Garcia will have the push-out point.
At this point, just trying to get out of that opening period, regroup, talk to your coaches about what you can do in that second period, again, to keep this duel alive.
Especially if you're Colorado Mesa. At 207, you've got a secret weapon in Jaylene Sekona, 4th-ranked wrestler at 207 pounds. So if you can keep this match within reach, you give one of your best wrestlers a chance to win it at 207.
Yeah, at this point, from a team perspective, of course, you're just trying to get it to her for exactly the reasons that you just said. But right here again, it's can you even do that? How do you prevent that right there? Getting drove back there and the huge takedown points. It's been really impressive so far from Garcia, who could try to not even give Sekona that opportunity to win this duel against Oklahoma State.
This will be a massive half for Colorado Mesa.
Again, just trying to, as a team, you got to get the Sekona. But for the individual perspective, how do you return on the second period? I think, again, you just got to keep Garcia up at the very least to get out of this without a tech fall or pin. Keep her really close, too.
Exactly. And even just one takedown will give your team a team point on the scoreboard, which could go a long way with one match to go. Smith trying to go for the toss, but Garcia able to capitalize on the missed position. And she's 1 point away from tech falling Maggie Smith.
Exact position that Maggie Smith needs to be in, though, to get back up. Keeping her shoulders up, but staying there belly flat so that she can get back to this position. She was trying to get her to take out, throw her over. And Garcia took full advantage of it.
Garcia's had full control of this match. Smith trying to regain some control. Garcia in deep on that collar tie.
Keeps getting lower. Garcia looks like she's going to have a good opportunity here soon.
Has to wrestle out. Great job by Maggie Smith defensively. Trying to find some positioning.
Everything's just so silent right now in Carver. We're waiting what's going to happen here at the end of the second period. This can and will determine this duel right here. Could be a really crazy upset.
Garcia in on the single leg. There's the 4-point throw. Kailani Garcia, tech fall for Oklahoma State. And that should secure the victory for Oklahoma State. Big time match for Garcia.
I mean, incredible there again. Garcia kept creating space with Smith. That was the big thing and key into that match, creating some space so she could go down like that, grab the leg, and then throw her for the 2-point takedown, or 4-point throw right there in that situation. Impressive duel here from Oklahoma State.
That'll bring us to 207 pounds. Jaylene Sekona for Colorado Mesa, ranked 4th in the country, will be taking on Cameron Massie of Oklahoma State. A 6-point lead for the Cowgirls. And that wraps it up for the duel, but this is going to be a great matchup at 207.
Outstanding female wrestler of the year last year, Cameron Massie, was back at the high school level. Really excited to see what she can do here against number 4 in the country.
Massie stepping up a weight. Typically wrestles at 180. Stepping in for Racy Phipps, who's not wrestling in this first match. We'll see if we get to see the 207-pounder for Oklahoma State against the Hawkeyes later today.
Those couple of wrestlers moving up to wrestle just for this duel too. You know they're going for that win. That's exactly what they came in here looking for. They were hunting for wins. There's a big thing in wrestling about being a little bit of an individual sport, getting everyone some reps, but they're hunting for a win today.
Sekona looking to roll Massie out of Carver Hawkeye and pick up a tech fall early on, but great job by Massie, sprawling out, making it difficult. Sekona, there's another turn, needs one more, leg lace, there it is. Tech fall for Jaylene Sekona, defending her 4th-ranked title at 207.
Really good roll there, just taking full control of it like we were expecting. We were talking one bout ago about what Sekona could do, and she proves it here on the mat. The redshirt senior, really fast, and that's what we were told. She's getting faster and faster as she's grown. Full control, full strength to roll her over for the win.
24-22 the final. In match 1, Oklahoma State takes down 5th-ranked Colorado Mesa, and a fantastic second half for the Cowgirls. They had 2 tech at 103 pounds. It'll be Ryan Murphy for the Iowa Hawkeyes and 8th-ranked Mia Zuniga for Colorado Mesa. And here we go, under the lights here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Well, not quite. We're still playing in the dark, but we're just going to keep on wrestling.
Oh,
There's the lights. Now we're under the lights at Carver Hawkeye.
Got to stay on strict schedule.
I guess so. They're going to wait for nothing.
Well, the thing is with these two, they're both All-Americans for where they finished in the NCWWC Championships last season. Zuniga, again, King's University transfer, finished 8th in that championship round, whereas Murphy finished in 3rd just a season ago.
Murphy in on a shot, but Zuniga able to wrestle out of it, in on a collar tie. Both these wrestlers very aggressive. Looking at Ryan Murphy's season up to this point has been fantastic, to be expected out of her. but just continuing to put on the pressure at the Missouri Valley Open. Ended up picking up 4 wins, 3 losses. All 4 of her wins were by pin. In on a shot, flips around. Tough spot for Zuniga. Murphy working up top. Trying to break her down, and she does for 2 points.
It's almost like she's just watching that last duel. It's exactly what you want to go after with Zuniga there. She won 9-0 by pin against Oklahoma State, and now moves to 10-3 overall, 2-0 in duels. It was quick after kind of measuring up her opponent, Brooke Corgan, in that duel, and then eventually jumping at, attacking right for the knees, and then getting those back points as well. Ryan Murphy has absolutely put that out of the picture and kept her distance, kept her away, and eventually, when she can, falls on top for those takedown points.
And some blood here from Mia Zuniga, so they'll clean that up. But going back to that shot, just continued to work. I mean, Zuniga was in a tough position, but then broke her down literally with that left leg you see.
Yeah.
Sweeps around and is able to gain full control and positioning of Zuniga.
I was seeing, like, you noticed right there before she brought her left leg in to sweep her out from underneath, her right leg right in between of Zuniga's legs there. And a lot of coaches talk about that's the position when you get on top is exactly where you want to have your leg, because then you're right on top. You have full control so that you can bring your left leg across. It's first establishing your one leg in the middle and bringing the other leg across.
Ryan Murphy finished 3rd place at the 2025 NCWWC tournament and was runner-up at regionals. I'll bring them back to their feet, no action. And this is a deep weight class for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Sterling Diaz is the other probable that we could see go up against Oklahoma State. And when you're choosing between Ryan Murphy and Sterling Diaz, that is a tough choice to make because they are all very good. And then you throw in Valerie Solario as well. I mean, those are all some really good wrestlers that you have to pick between to wrestle one match.
You can't really go wrong in any direction you go there. Especially, again, like Diaz was also 4th place in NCWWC Championship last year.
Murphy in on a turn, doesn't quite have full position. Now she does. 2-point takedown, able to break loose. Zuniga trying to hold on to that leg and avoid getting turned to her back. Murphy still working, but she'll settle for 2. Now goes back to work on the other side.
Yourself alive without no action here, but really good defense to bring it back up by Zuniga, making sure couldn't get any back points.
We got to give credit to Ryan Murphy as well. Even in those positions, she continues to work, looking for more points, even though Zuniga was sprawled out and really in no position to be turned. But Ryan was still working for it.
See if we get a last-second snap down here.
Short time, under 5, 4-0 Murphy. And that is how the first half will end. Couple of takedowns from Murphy. And she's up on the 8th-ranked Mia Zuniga. And this would be a big upset here.
Yeah.
After Colorado Mesa went down to the club team of Oklahoma State just a little bit ago. And now Ryan Murphy trying to pick up a ranked win.
So now it's the exact opposite for Colorado Mesa. Obviously, they just got upset. So how do you try to upset the #1 team? Well, look at what Oklahoma State did. They got to your best wrestlers. They got out quick to a start. It looks like Ryan Murphy is the one that's already warmed up and had a match in her at this point. She looks really in control of everything. Looks like Zuniga's just trying to catch up, keep herself in a decent position, not really on the offensive. And that's exactly what it looked like again against Brooke Corgan for Oklahoma State. She laid off at the beginning of that opening period and then attacked. And it was great as soon as she went to attack. She was aggressive, got the back points, but she hasn't gone too much of an opportunity so far against Murphy. You see her right now just jittery, moving back and forth, not giving her a great position to really understand where she can dive at and has an exact spot to dive for. And Corgan was more still than Murphy. So she dove right at the spot that she could lock her eyes on for a long while. Murphy just back and forth. There's not one spot she's at on the mat at any certain moment.
Constantly moving that feet, and just even if you just watch the footwork of Murphy as she goes in on the single leg, Good sprawl by Zuniga. Murphy still working that lower half. Deep headlock by Zuniga, staying heavy on the head. You see a couple of short bat returns. And that'll bring them back to their feet. No positioning by either. Going back to that earlier point, though, the depth at 103. Valerie Solario is ranked second in the country at 103. She's not even listed on the probables for the Hawkeyes today.
Insane. I mean, it's just flat out ridiculous and insane. This is a very well-built program.
High crotch shot from Murphy, looking for the turn. Great job by Zuniga. Has the right leg of Murphy. They'll give him the 2-point takedown for Ryan Murphy, and then bring him back to their feet. Or at least gave her the turn. I don't think she ever had full position of the takedown.
I think just the turn right there. Now with 1:45 left in this period, an opportunity to try to get that tech fall. You're only 4 points away. 4-point throw could end it. Again, it's a beauty of freestyle wrestling. Really quickly to go from back and forth bout to being over.
Couple of takedowns and exposure points for Ryan Murphy, as her lead up to 6 at 103 to open this top 5 matchup between Colorado Mesa and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Still working the ties here with just over 1 minute remaining in the match.
Zuniga just keeping everything atop right now. Really keeping her speed, being careful of that eventual attack from Murphy. Gotta assume it's gonna be coming here anytime, because you know she wants that tech fall. Doesn't want to go down with just a decision.
Good sweep single by Zuniga, able to trip up Murphy. 2 points. Now goes in for a turn. Murphy holding on tight to the leg. Zuniga moves down in on a crotch shot under 30 seconds remaining.
Now desperately fighting down there, trying to prevent the upset from Murphy again. Zuniga number 8 in the country right now, won by pin earlier today. Gotta move quick, 20 seconds left.
Zuniga definitely starting to dial up the pressure. Pulls Murphy down to the mat. Murphy holding on to the leg. Zuniga unable to spin around. 5 seconds remaining. One more go around. Murphy hanging on for dear life. But the match will end. Ryan Murphy hangs on. 6-2 decision victory. Upset at 103 pounds.
Really good defense at the end there from Murphy to hold on to the leg, because Zuniga was in a great position to spin around, get those takedown points, and try for back points. And again, it was the same thing we were mentioning in the duel earlier, is that she works better when she's moving quicker, when she's a little bit more aggressive. At the end there, I would say we could all agree that Mia was a lot better towards the end of that period. And again, she was just moving quicker, was trusting her instincts instead of trying to be so exact with her movements.
Well, this will definitely be a highlight match today. At 110 pounds, a top 10 matchup. 9th-ranked Adriana Gomez and 2nd-ranked Nyla Valencia.
I mean, can it get any better out the gate? You get an early upset. Obviously, that's pretty cool. And then Nyla Valencia comes up in her first bout against a ranked opponent.
Nyla Valencia a year ago was sitting in your seat, Colin, with the headset, calling these matches with us. And now she's ranked 2nd in the country at 110 pounds. And she will have her hands full. Adriana Gomez, a fantastic wrestler at 110 pounds, ranked 9th in the country earlier today. Had a tech fall over Riley Harrison. Valencia doesn't care about that matchup, though. 2-point takedown. Quickly going to work, looking for a pin. There's an exposure. 4-0.
Trying to bring the right leg around for it.
Tough move by Gomez, trying to spin out. Valencia willing her way. 6-0 after 2 more exposure points. Trying to muscle her way to a pin. Great bridge by Gomez. Trying to keep her shoulder blades off the mat. Valencia still working. There's the pin. Nyla Valencia wasting no time.
My gosh, I just felt like that was going to come at any moment right there. Just almost dragged out, it felt like, which is crazy. It was really good there, Adriana Gomez, to try to keep herself up. Hold on any way possible. But Valencia just so strong, so swift getting around right there. It's just, you can't keep up with that. It's hard to put yourself in a position of defense. And then she's just pinned right there. Shoulders are almost down on the mat. And it's the exact pressure that Valencia kept pouring onto her that eventually led up to a pin in that match.
And now we shift our focus to 117 pounds for Colorado Mesa. It's Sophia Cornish. And for the Iowa Hawkeyes, it's 4th-ranked Brianna Gonzalez.
Cornish, and now 10-4 overall, 3-0 in duels. Last time just won by decision, 8-2 against Oklahoma State's Jaden Roller. But now she's got her hands full with one of the best in the country. This could be a really difficult bout if she wants to get out of this with just maybe even just a decision.
Well, if you thought Valencia was quick, watch Brianna Gonzalez. She has some of the quickest footwork and can get to her ties quickly. I mean, she wastes zero time when trying to get to work.
Again, one of the quickest and just twitchiest on this entire Iowa roster. It's what she's always been really good at. It's just working quickly, working low, snapping down has been something she's really been fantastic with in these past few years.
And she's had limited action this season as a redshirt junior. Her only match was on a aircraft carrier at the throwdown on the Yorktown. She had a pin against Jenna Anderson of Presbyterian, which took 2.5 minutes. So she's just 1-0 this season, but ranked 4th in the country. I can't believe we haven't even brought that up yet. An aircraft carrier. That was a heck of a match as Brianna Gonzalez has a 2-point takedown over Cornish.
Really good and swift again there. When you're moving that quickly, it's going to take a lot and a lot of just good strength, a lot of good energy. And if you're not used to that, to combat Gonzalez, you're going to be in a really tough spot all bout.
Exposure points for Gonzalez. Looking for another turn. Referee says get back to your feet.
I feel like you can't miss being on an aircraft carrier, though. I don't care what you're doing. That's a really cool opportunity. You get to wrestle on an aircraft carrier.
And how about the name? Throwdown on the Yorktown. Second time they've done that in their history. And the Iowa women's wrestling team representing women's wrestling well. 4-point throw by Gonzalez. Cornish able to roll through for a 2-point reversal. And that was nearly very dangerous for Cornish, but able to use the rebound to turn Gonzalez. There's a 1-point reversal by Brianna to make it 10-2.
Trying to turn her right now, getting up, moving to the other side, and then no action. Gonzalez is right there, though. She is focused. You can see her as she got up. She came out with a mission.
Feet to back, 4-point throw, but you got to give credit to Cornish. She was the one that jumped on top to cover for the takedown. But it wasn't long until Gonzalez reversed that. Now she leads by 8 with 40 seconds remaining in the first half.
That takedown, the only thing keeping this alive.
In on a single leg, Gonzalez looking for position. Great job by Cornish, able to hang on to the gut, but a 2-point takedown for Gonzalez. Now she goes to work looking for a pin. 20 seconds on the clock. Has the tech fall. If she doesn't get the pin, confirmed pin. Brianna Gonzalez back to back with her teammate Nyla Valencia.
Yeah, pin wasn't enough. Pin was what she was going for right there. Tech fall wasn't enough for Gonzalez. Really impressive match there from her. At full control, was trying out every little thing.
13-1 as we head to 124. Kylie Golz for Colorado Mesa and 6th ranked Callie Lang for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Callie Lang, 6, as you mentioned, in the country, a junior from Marysville, Ohio. finished in the NCWWC tournament at 7th place last year, so an All-American battling right now for the Hawks.
Taking on Kylie Golz, who wrestled earlier today against Molly Allen of Oklahoma State. She was tech-fouled by Molly Allen, who was then recognized at the break as being the high school girls Iowa Wrestler of the Year. Dan Gable came down to give her the award. And a nice moment inside Carver Hawkeye Arena for Molly Allen.
Yeah, really cool moment, especially an Iowa native. And everyone just really, it brings together, again, women's wrestling. It's all a collective of trying to raise the awareness of the sport. And again, everyone just appreciating talent in that opening duel, especially there for Allen.
Yeah, a very dominant win for her.
Oh, yeah.
Representing the new Oklahoma State club team. And looking forward to possibly seeing them become the newest Division I women's wrestling program in the coming years.
It feels like they have to. With the amount of talent they have, the coaches that they have on staff, and
the
how good they
coaches
are.
especially.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow.
It's ridiculous. You've got Isaac Olenek, who is an amazing leader, two-time NCAA All-American, and then John Smith as well on staff. Is just incredible leadership.
It feels like they're gearing up for becoming a true program.
Especially when you beat number 5 in the country, you're proving that you're set for it.
Exactly. Callie Lang with a 2-point takedown. Strikes first at 124. They'll get back to their feet. But also, of course, there's a rivalry between the University of Iowa and Oklahoma State. Can you imagine? Now, this, I think, in my head, this is just me coming up with ideas. No one has to really take note. But if anyone wants to take note, can you imagine doing a back-to-back duel between the University of Iowa men's team and Oklahoma State men's team, and then the women's teams of Iowa and Oklahoma State right after?
If you've ever seen the crowd for Iowa-Oklahoma State men's wrestling, it gets loud, whether it's down in Stillwater or up here in Iowa City. And it should be the same thing for the women's programs because they are both really talented. And again, if you bring that rivalry over, I think that would be one of the most fun days in wrestling all year long.
And it could be, you know, how it is right now with the men's team. You do 1 year in Iowa City, the other year in Stillwater. And then you have them back to back. You have the men's and the women's, or the women's and the men's, whichever combo you want.
Such a fun day.
You're going to sell out an arena quick because, of course, the men's and women's teams for the University of Iowa, very good, always ranked right at the top. Oklahoma State, they have a heck of a women's program being built right now. And when they become a sanctioned Division I program, I think that has to get done.
100%. And there's a good chance that is something they do, whether it's back-to-back duels or back-to-back days even.
Yeah,
but traveling
make it a
together,
weekend deal.
Traveling together, you save that money right there, but you also just bring in a really good fan base on both sides, and just national attention on that. Everyone's paying attention to your programs.
And I know I'm probably not the first one to come up with that idea. I'm sure someone's been thinking of that. But, boy, would that be fun to watch.
Of your own sound and mind, though.
Yeah,
wasn't brought up anywhere.
Well, no. I just thought of it on the spot. 4-0 lead for Callie Lang as the first half will expire. A couple of takedowns for Lang. Kylie Golz hanging in tough with 6th-ranked Lang.
Yeah, really good opening period there from Golz because, again, a freshman for the team who's now 3-2, 0-1 in duels. Again, just getting her first few looks was a huge recruit brought into this Colorado Mesa squad. And she's going against, again, one of the best in the country. It's giving herself a really early test, a really good shot to see this is what college wrestling is. This is not the same as high school. You're not back in high school and everything because Iowa is full of so many really good wrestlers. 11 All-Americans from last year's team back onto this year's roster for Iowa. It's a really good test.
And that's another thing that Colorado Mesa's head coach Travis Mercado talked about. He said, yes, we know that Iowa's going to come in. They are one of the best teams in the country. We would love to have some upsets, but at the end of the day, it's the experience they're getting inside this arena against this level team now. Because these two teams know they're probably going to meet up again later in the season. Being able to see them now, really good for this young squad and Travis Mercado's team.
Especially because you know exactly what you want to look for the next time you see Iowa. You know exactly what to go for.
And look at Kylie Golz deep in on a shot. Callie Lang trying to work. Golz will cover up for 2 points.
It's really impressive from Golz right now. Again, just a freshman, her first year in college wrestling, and she's taking it to one of the best right now.
Bring them back to their feet. And you can see the Colorado Mesa bench whooping and hollering for Kylie Golz in her corner.
That's just what they've built over. Travis Mercado's built with that program. A huge support. They're like a family. Right before the Oklahoma State duel, they all gathered. They sat down on the mat and just sat in a circle, talked it out real quick, had a few laughs, and remember that they love what they're going to do. They're going to go and try their best and have a great day. But it's a family that he's building over there. Really good program.
Callie Lang looking to push Golz toward the edge of the mat for a step out. Golz hanging in tight, though. She's got some serious strength, able to push back against Lang.
Good spot here, just trying to create some distance. But again, Golz keeping her right there. Lang's just trying to throw her down, trying to spin over top and get those takedown points that way. At this point, can you stay strong in your legs for Golz? Can you keep yourself up and hold it right here 4-2? And eventually when Lang does try to snap down, can you eventually actually take that and get those almost defensive points?
Lang pushing once again. Golz snap down. Lang starting to work on a turn. Under a minute remaining, Kylie Golz with the turn. She fights back. Tied at 4:45 seconds remaining.
There's those defensive points, staying poised, knowing exactly the right moment to turn this thing around.
What a comeback by Kylie Golz. Can she finish the job? They'll get back to their feet. 32 seconds remaining. Colorado Mesa's bench on their feet. Callie Lang in trouble. Kylie Golz has the momentum on her side. Lang in on a single leg shot. Has her up on her feet. Toward the edge of the mat. Pulls her down. 2-point takedown. Callie Lang retakes the lead.
Still time though. Golz has a really good shot.
They're only going to give her one. So a 5-4 lead. Golz only needs a takedown to win it. Has the single leg. Lang sprawls out. Going to be tough for Golz to get the takedown in this position. And she will run out of time. Callie Lang hangs on. 5-4 win. What a match for Kylie Golz. But Callie Lang with a decision win.
And that was, the crowd was buying into that one a lot. More thanks to Kylie Golz having a very impressive match there. Again, right there is where it's done for. If they had more space, yeah, they're going for a takedown point, but instead just getting the push out, winning where you need to. Callie Lang escapes a really tough situation because Golz put on a great show, and obviously she's a competitor, not going to be happy with not winning that, but she'll be proud of putting on a really, really good match and looking so impressive, especially just as a freshman. She's got a great future.
Definitely have to give credit to Kylie Golz. I mean, that was fantastic.
Great.
By far one of the best matches we've seen out of that Colorado Mesa corner today. And now our focus will shift to 131. Hanaya Halverson will take the mat for Colorado Mesa. Did not see her in the Oklahoma State duel. And for the Iowa Hawkeyes, it'll be Emily Frost.
They brought up Emily Frost coming in for this team right now. Not ranked, but still really impressive for Iowa.
9-1 this season. Her only loss was to her teammate, third-ranked Carly Brooks, at the Missouri Valley Open. Before that, she was on a 9-match winning streak, but lost to her own teammate.
You brought up Halverson for Colorado Mesa right now, who we didn't see against Oklahoma State.
Emily Frost, a quick takedown.
Halverson went 21-9 last year, and into that record, never lost in a decision. So when she was winning those, she was winning by a lot, and she was doing great. But when it was a really close match right there, It was a coin flip. She was going to come out on top with the win.
Emily Frost won the Waldorf Open to start the season. 4 wins, 2 pins, 2 tech falls, and then had a string of pins at the Missouri Valley Open, had 4 in a row, including a tech fall to start the day at the Missouri Valley Open. Last year as a sophomore, finished the year with a 25-8 record. And there's another 2-point takedown for the junior from Troy, New York.
Right, see, I was going to say, we're going to get some no action here soon.
Has 25 pins in her career in the black and gold.
Frost looking solid right now. Just both Frost and Halverson just seem really methodical at this point. Nothing too aggressive, not trying to be over the top with something, just trusting in what they know, sticking to their own strategies, and seeing what can work in this opening period. This point, just measuring each other up at when can you get separation, when can you snap down. A lot of this is going to learn for adjustments in the second period. You can see right now both head coaches, especially right now, just saw Travis Mercado discussing with his coaching staff and Clarissa Chun. You will obviously know that they're going to be looking at what they can tell their wrestlers to change in the second period. Where is the best opportunity to attack so that they can come out with some few points?
A passivity warning against Halverson with 40 seconds remaining. Emily Frost still in control. Got to give credit to these Colorado Mesa wrestlers, though. They have been able to hang in tough, especially these last couple of matches. Frost in on a shot. Trying to roll through is Halverson. Still hanging on to that left leg.
Trying to get anything right as time's expiring.
Frost in on the underhook, now going for a turn. Has 2 points. Running out of time, 5 seconds remaining in the half. Can she beat the buzzer? Emily Frost will have to settle with the 2 points and leads Halverson 6-0.
Halverson looked good, sprawling right there, keeping themselves exact, just all over to avoid the pin. But again, as you mentioned, really good squad. You see a couple of 6 nationally ranked wrestlers for the Mavericks. Really good squad here again, who's been proving well. Yes, they haven't won any of the matches yet against Iowa, but they've looked really good from top to bottom in all of them so far.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. And again, kind of a shocking upset, losing to Oklahoma State to start the day. But that is also, you got to give credit to Oklahoma State. They've done a really good job recruiting for that club team, bringing in a lot of really highly ranked wrestlers, getting ready to be a national contender in the coming years.
Every name that we were looking at, it just felt like it was, all right, state champ here, you've done something impressive, you've done something ridiculous here, you've done something that no one else has ever done here.
Exactly, a lot of firsts. But Colorado Mesa obviously had a chance there at the end, especially with their 207 coming up, but got to give credit to Oklahoma State for winning that. But all of Colorado Mesa's wrestlers have really wrestled well here against Iowa. But Emily Frost looking for the pin, and she's got it. Has the turn and a 3rd pin for the Hawkeyes against 5th-ranked Colorado Mesa.
Again, she was right there for the pin, ending out that first period. Again, Halverson just sprawling out, shaking away there. She knew time was expiring. This time, you can't really rely on the clock to get you out of that situation. Goes right back to the same thing, and Frost now gets the pin that she was looking for.
Makes that 3 pins for the Hawkeyes. Nyla Valencia got it started. Brianna Gonzalez kept the momentum rolling, and now Emily Frost, her 26th pin in her career, make that her 7th pin of the year. Now to 138 for Colorado Mesa, it's Molly Dare. And for the Iowa Hawkeyes, it's Lily Luft.
Yeah, Lily Luft, 31-13 overall. Finished 5th 2 seasons ago at the 2024 NCWWC tournament.
And making her season debut in front of the home crowd, has not wrestled a match her junior season. Went 1-4 a year ago as a sophomore. And battling Molly Dare of Colorado Mesa. And on a shot, 2-point takedown on the edge of the mat.
You know that Luff wants to put on a good show here. Been dying to get out there. I remember talking to her last year. She just loves to get out on the mat.
Single leg to a takedown.
Working quickly already. When you've been wanting to get out there, when you haven't had the shot yet, you're going to be going for literally everything and anything you can.
A couple of quick takedowns for Lily Luft, up 4-0. And despite this being her first match of the season, she's been able to move pretty quickly so far.
It don't look like it. It doesn't look like there's any rust there whatsoever. She looks perfectly inclined with everything else that we've seen from the Iowa wrestlers so far. Again, going against Dare, who was a redshirt freshman who wrestled unattached with Colorado Mesa last year and went 8-8. She did fall to a pin, though, earlier for her first dual loss of the season.
Lily Luft in deep on the single leg, 2-point takedown. Works up to the gut.
Working quickly again, those points in freestyle wrestling can add up really quick and put you in a really dangerous spot if you're on the losing end of it.
Great job by Molly Dare, making sure she doesn't get wrapped up in a gut wrench.
You got to find your way back up. Find yourself right here so you can try to take advantage again. But Lily Luft has been absolutely fantastic. Even right here, just standing up, has been great with her attacks, getting her on the outside, moving to the back, and picking up the leg for those takedown points.
Look at the power from Lily Luft. Molly Dare's trying to push forward, but Luft hanging steady at center mat.
It's like every time.
Watch out, double leg. Takedown for Lily Luft, feet to back. She has the tech fall, and they will call it Lily Luft, a tech fall at 138 pounds.
I would say, it seemed like any time Dare was trying something, Luft just overpowered her with so much more strength, and eventually it leads to what you expect when it's strength on strength right there, a tech fall. Owning that right there, snapping down and shooting up so quickly. It's really hard to respond to that, especially when Luft's strength just seemed to overpower any movement that Molly Dare had.
The blast double from Lily Luft going feet to back. Nothing that Molly Dare could do. Now to 145 for Colorado Mesa, a top 10 matchup. 6th ranked Gretchen Donnelly and 2nd ranked Reese Laramendi.
Can you ever complain about a top 10 matchup? Boy, am I excited for this one. Number 2, Reese Laramendi going against Gretchen Donnelly, who looked fantastic against Oklahoma State. It was in the snap of your fingers that she got a pin against the Cowgirls. Laramendi's got to work quickly because I think Donnelly's going to try to snap as soon as she possibly can, looking for an upset. See, early Donnelly's pushing quickly, but Laramendi keeping her up. It'll be really back and forth matchup here.
Reese Laramendi 12-2 against ranked opponents. This year, a perfect 13-0. Going undefeated at the Missouri Valley Open with 4 tech falls and 2 decisions.
And Donnelly's right outside of being that All-American she was a season ago, but Laramendi did get that All-American honor, finishing 3rd in the championships a season ago.
Laramendi trying to muscle her way to a takedown against Donnelly, but she's able to stay on her feet.
It's a lot of strength in this matchup is who can get around the other side quickest, who can create that separation and take advantage of swinging around.
Off the whistle, Laramendi in on a shot. Spins around, chasing her down for a 2-point takedown.
Well, that whistle is what gave her some of that separation and allowed her to quickly snap down and shoot at Donnelly.
The speed of this Iowa Hawkeye team is just unparalleled. Off the whistle, Larramendi, a 2-point takedown. But nothing to work with from that position, so back to their feet.
Larramendi working quickly, and any time she has that little bit of space, she's going to go for it. You saw it last year in Coralville and in the national championships as well. Just any chance she has to snap down, she's really good in that spot. Almost got to it right there again.
Once again in an awkward position, but Larramendi able to roll through into position. Wow. Spins around, waiting for the call. Still no 2 points.
You get right there, you almost expect that it should be easy points for Donnelly, and that should be what you expected from anyone in that position. But Larramendi, again, so good in that spot, finding her way around and avoiding the takedown points.
Yeah, big time for Donnelly, as Larramendi somehow is able to spin out of that and be in position for the takedown points. Now here's Donnelly pushing out Larramendi. That'll give her a point.
Now Donnelly getting down there as well. As who can play the lower game at this point is going to come out on top in this match.
Donnelly trying to stay heavy on the wrists of Larramendi. Donnelly with a shot, but Larramendi jumps on top. Spinning around, Donnelly still got the leg, but Larramendi breaks free for the 2-point takedown.
Really good from Larramendi, diving her feet backwards so she can avoid being caught there, and then going in for those defensive points, swinging around and getting the takedown.
Under 30 ticks remaining in this opening half. Second-ranked Reese Larramendi up on 6th-ranked Gretchen Donnelly, 4-1.
Might just drag this one to the end of the period where Larramendi seems in pretty good control. The difference is just the scoreboard compared to the other ones where an Iowa wrestler, especially in this instance, has been in control. They've worked quicker. You go back to Gonzalez working so quickly. Ryan Murphy, twitchy, jumping around and working quickly again. Larramendi working well, working strong, just hasn't been able to add those points up as quickly as some of the others have.
Now, if you're Gretchen Donnelly, of course, still in this match, only trailing by 3. And we've talked about it plenty of times when freestyle, a snap of the finger, and all of a sudden the match is flipped. What does Gretchen Donnelly need to do to snap her fingers?
Well, Donnelly is just snapping down, is snapping quickly is what she needs right now. She was so close getting low against this Iowa team. Again, number 1 in the country. A really fantastically built team. They got 2 Hawkeyes who are number 1 in their weight classes, Carly Brooks and Kennedy Blaze at 131 and 160 respectfully. And then, of course, Larramendi number 2. They've got a bunch of number 2. Donnelly's got to work low quickly right now if she wants to come out on top against Larramendi, because she has kept her on top. But the other thing, too, is keeping her close.
Larramendi, a takedown. Looking for the gut wrench, has a 2-point exposure.
And you let Larramendi kind of get away there. Keep her back half away. If you keep her closer, again, when Donnelly snapped down in the first period, Larramendi just dove out of the way. If you keep her closer, then you're able to lock in on that leg. You're able to drive at that point and potentially get the takedown.
Don't blink or you'll miss it. These wrestlers are lightning fast.
Yeah, they are.
Especially Reese Larramendi when the whistle blows. It feels like she is already on attack mode. Here's Donnelly on a single leg. Larramendi trying to sprawl out and keep out of points range. Larramendi with a turn, 2-point takedown. Excuse me, on the exposure and the reversal for Larramendi. She takes a 10-1 lead.
Donnelly was doing pretty solid with sprawling out, avoiding any back points, but with that, leg was wide open that Larramendi just took advantage of and rolled over with. It's almost like a double-edged sword there for Donnelly. Is either you have to get the back points or you give her an opportunity for a takedown and potential pin.
And again, off the whistle, Reese Larramendi in on a shot, looking for the tech fall.
She's done that a few times. Neither time Donnelly was ready for it.
She has the 2-point exposure, and that will end the match. 12-1 tech fall for Reese Larramendi.
Larramendi in full control of that one. It seemed like Donnelly just didn't have any shot to really take advantage, try to churn the momentum in that one whatsoever. Yes, she had those push-out points earlier, and that was the one time you caught Bellarmine off guard. The rest of the time, it's exactly what you're seeing right now. Donnelly trying to flip around, and eventually Reese Bellarmine knowing exactly where she's at in the match. You see her look around there, really good awareness of how to flip Donnelly over and end it for a tech fall.
Now to 160 pounds. For Colorado Mesa, it's Selena Cook, and for the Iowa Hawkeyes, it's Cadence Diddick, moving up a weight class from 145 to 160.
A sophomore from Freeport, Illinois. Again, moving up like we talked about right at the beginning of this dual, AJ. It's for Clarissa Chun knowing what's the best matchup. Who is the best spot right here to pair up in this situation with Selena Cook?
Well, Cadence wasting no time, pushing her towards the edge of the mat. She'll have the 2-point takedown.
Excuse me, should I say Selena Preston, because she is just very recently married. So just very recently switched that last name. Congratulations to her.
So shall we say Selena Preston and Cadence Diddick battling center of the mat. Selena Cook this season Cadence Diddick this season 16-5. Picked up 6 wins at the Missouri Valley Open, only lost twice. The last one came to Aaliyah Nickel of Alberta in a 4-0 decision. Diddick with the push out. She'll pick up a point.
Exactly where she needed to be. The scary thing about this and what we were told about Preston is that if she gets on top, she wins. It's over. You don't really have too much of a shot against it. You got to keep yourself in any possible situation away from that.
Cadence Diddick, another takedown. Quickly a 5-0 lead. Just over a minute gone in this first half.
Good to hear, because Preston has no shot of trying to wear down Diddick at all. Keeping yourself right here. Preston's trying to find any way to get on top. That's her best position, and that's the best way she finds ways to score. She's going to do it about every bout, especially that she's had so far this year. But again, just hasn't gotten that opportunity to try to wear down Diddick. It's the best spot here, though, with their back up and now trying to get back on top.
Diddick pushing forward, has the right leg of Preston. Just the pure strength of Cadence Diddick. Now Preston looking to step over. Nothing going there from that position. Back to their feet with 1:04 remaining in the first half.
There's about 2 spots there that Diddick had an opportunity to kind of get on top, get those takedown points there, and just wasn't able to move swift enough to keep Diddick down and really gain anything from it. Especially right there, no action. That's the best opportunity if you're going down to get back up against Preston.
Heavy collar ties from both wrestlers. Great position work from Diddick. Preston on the snap down, stepping over Diddick. Cadence hanging on to the right leg.
Still churning at this point.
Referee calling for action. Doesn't see any. 15 on the clock. First half expires. Cadence Diddick, a 5-0 lead over Selena Preston at 160 pounds. Couple of takedowns and a push-out point for Diddick.
Preston really seemed to learn a lot as that period kept going, just about what she can do to Diddick, especially right there at the end, right before we called for action, brought him back up. Wasn't much time to really try anything else. So now you're regrouping again and going against Diddick. You're having that conversation right now about getting down. As Diddick goes down, it's exactly what Preston's done well in our conversation with Travis Mercado was just sitting on top. When their opponent snaps down, it's just going down on top, getting those defensive points, quote unquote, and taking full advantage of it. So right now you're looking at when Didick tries to snap down, is fall on top.
See if Preston can do just that. Still heavy on the collar ties. In deep on the underhook. Preston's done a really good job of staying heavy on top, wearing down Didick despite the 5-0 lead. Another underhook from Preston. Pulling her down to the mat, but now Preston in trouble of giving up another push-out point, and she does. Preston pulls her down to the mat. Really heavy on the head. But she can't step over. Now she does. And has the 2-point takedown.
Digg's doing really well, pushing back up. But Preston just overpowers in this position. And now she's going to work it.
And this is where all that wearing down on Didick is starting to pay off. Cadence really stretched out. Can Preston get the turn? Referee asking for action. Preston deep in on the shot.
Bench begging for 2 points right now.
There's the 2-point exposure. Preston still working, trying to get her to her back. She does. Didick in trouble. Preston looking for the pin. There's the pin. Selena Preston takes down Cadence Didick. What a win for Colorado Mesa and Selena Preston.
Didick seemed like had a really good match there, but again, Preston just kept wearing her down. Eventually, when she got on top, it was over. It's what we said at the very beginning of that bout. She gets right there and just overpowers Didick. She always seems to find a way to score, is what we've been told. And that opportunity, she didn't just find a way to score. She found a way to win the first time in this duel against Iowa.
Makes the team score 29-8. And now we flip the script to 180 pounds. And this is who everybody likes to tune in to watch. The face of women's wrestling at the collegiate level. Top-ranked Kennedy Blades takes center stage in the black and gold.
I mean, can you expect anything better? This is one of the best wrestlers in the world, honestly, at the women's collegiate level. So quick, was impressive last year, winning the national championship, the silver medalist in 2023, the U23 World Championships.
Maggie Smith will try and battle Blades. A quick 2-point takedown brings them back to their feet. Kennedy Blades this season a perfect 3-0. Had a pin on that aircraft carrier we were talking about at the throwdown on the Yorktown against Lexi Fornchell of Presbyterian. Kennedy Blades, another 2-point takedown.
Pin in 19 seconds, may I add.
Looking for a gut wrench exposure. Has 2 points there. Blades works back. We've seen Blades win about in every way you possibly can, besides a decision win.
She's just she has so dominant.
She has 25 techs in her career, and now 3 pins after that pin on the Yorktown. Blades another takedown, and her matches don't last very long. She's the headliner, but her matches do not last very long. Already up 8-0. Brings them back to their feet.
This feels like one of the longer matches.
It does.
And I mean, when you're
and that's saying something.
When you're watching her, it's just like you can't think about anything else, can't go anywhere, because it's going to be over in an instant. It feels like. And again, really good to just keep this one where it is right now. it's a really uphill battle for Smith.
Blades double leg takedown and make that Kennedy Blades' 26th tech fall in her career, and another one in front of the home crowd.
Really unfortunate spot for Maggie Smith, because who knows what you can do against Kennedy Blades. She is so dominant, as we brought up. Maggie Smith now, just a tough day, losing both of her bouts by tech fall, 13-0 and then 10-0. Again, just Kennedy Blades, Olympian, is beyond the word impressive. There's not many words out there that can describe how good she is as a wrestler.
Silver medalist at the 24 Paris Olympics, and she's looking to make it back there next year. No. And 28.
Yay.
28, there we go. I had to remember when those were.
It's a Sunday. We don't have classes.
Exactly. Nonetheless, we've got a top 5 matchup at 207. 4th-ranked Jaylene Sekona for Colorado Mesa will take on 2nd-ranked J.C. Feller.
Yeah, we might have classes, but we can know for certain that this is going to be a great one again. Sekona looked really good against Oklahoma State, but obviously Fuller's number 2, and really difficult for anyone to go against. You see right here the brute strength just pushing her out.
Yeah, we saw Jaylene Sekona pick up a quick win against Oklahoma State's 207 and a 10-0 tech fall against Racy Phipps. But she will definitely have her hands full with J.C. Fuller.
Fuller in her 5th year, undefeated again so far. Went undefeated in duels last season, 7-0 in that spot, and was the runner-up in the national championships at Extreme Arena.
And she is a journeyman, as they like to say. Started off her collegiate wrestling career at McKendree in 2021, then transferred to Central Methodist, where she went 24-5. In the last few seasons, she's been in a black and gold singlet and one of the main faces of this Iowa women's wrestling squad, just because of how good she is, but also how much of a veteran presence she has in the locker room. And she has really proven herself on the biggest stages here at the collegiate wrestling level.
Yeah, because since she's been to so many different places, she knows every corner, every angle of women's college wrestling, has so much wisdom to talk about and share with everyone else on that team. Again, really good to have that on your roster.
She's coming off, though, one of her few losses. It was against Julia Ritchie of Simon Fraser at the Missouri Valley Open. She's currently 8-1 on the season. That is her only loss this year. First time she's lost since early 2024 at the Luther Hill Open.
And then going against Sekona right now, who's 5-0 in duels following a tech fall win against Oklahoma State. Moved up to 207, where Travis Rosado said she's just gotten faster and more agile in that spot there. Most people, when they think of moving up, they don't think about getting faster, but she ironically has, because she's just stuck to what she knows and can be her true self on the mat.
Sekona in on a single leg, has the ankle pick. Fuller trying to spin around. Sekona still in on the shot, but Fuller able to spin around for the 2-point takedown.
Doesn't show you how impressive Fuller is. I don't know what will. Taking advantage of that situation right there, where it looks like Sekona is going to get some points. And boom, finding a way to put yourself on top 6-0.
So Fuller picks up another point after the activity clock expired on Sekona. So Fuller gets 1 point and now leads 6-0. I want to make a quick correction. Earlier I said JC hadn't lost since early 2024. She did lose at the NCWWC National Championships, where she finished runner-up at 207. She lost to second-ranked Tristan Kelly of McKendree in a 6-0 decision. But nonetheless, to say, it's been a long time since she's lost.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's not used to that whatsoever. She's used to going out there, winning, dominating on the mat.
Don't forget, after this, we will have one more match. It'll be the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Oklahoma State Cowgirls battling it out on the wrestling mat. And for the first time, it'll be at the women's wrestling, or it'll be women's wrestling on the mat in that what will soon to be probably a new rivalry brewing up.
A great rivalry. Again, really good programs and two good wrestlers right now to finish out this duel. Fuller finding her way around, getting back, and the takedown right there. Not able to get any back points on it. Being really impressive from Fuller so far, taking control of this match. And again, that one opportunity, that what we just saw for Sekona, and she couldn't take advantage of it. Instead, Fuller just shutting it down. It makes you feel pretty bad out there when your one opportunity is completely squandered.
So a 6-0 lead for Fuller. Sekona looking for another one of those opportunities, though, in the second half. Still not out of it.
Sekona just trying to keep her close, holding on to those arms, trying to break down to the wrists.
Fuller working on the single leg. Sekona brings her down to the mat. Good wrestling there from Fuller, able to get back to her feet.
Sekona just trying to hold strong with her legs at this point. Keep herself in that one spot. Don't want to take out, you don't want to be at push out points, but you also don't want to have your legs exposed there for an attack. It's tied up right now, trying to find any weakness in the loop right now in their opponents. Fuller right now just keeping herself close. As she got lower, that's where she got better against Sekona at the beginning of this period. Just trying to work herself down again. Might be an opportunity here with some separation to try to get lower.
Minute and a half remaining in the match. Last one of the day between Iowa and Colorado Mesa.
Impressive day overall for Colorado Mesa. Not the outcomes they would have liked, but in every bout they looked pretty solid. Just couldn't come on top. They faced a really, really uniquely special Oklahoma State team, and obviously Iowa, the face of college women's wrestling right now, the face of wrestling in general, some might say, just with Iowa City. So impressive what they've done so quickly with this women's program. The talent is unmatched, and just keeping yourself in a competitive state is all you can be looking for sometimes.
We got to give credit to Selena Preston.
Yeah.
A pin against Cadence Diddick. The lone win for Mesa, Colorado Mesa, that is, so far, barring Jaylene Sekona getting a quick turn in this match. Fuller went for one more shot, 30 seconds remaining in the match. Sekona in on the single leg. Fuller sprawls out, spins around. Working low, picks up the 2-point takedown.
I get those extra points with the tech fall. It always looks better on your resume if you can add that real quick.
8-0. Decision victory for J.C. Fuller. Takes down fourth-ranked Jaylene Sekona. A top 5 win for Fuller. And the Iowa Hawkeyes close out the match with 5th-ranked Colorado Mesa, 33-8 dominance from start to finish.
Got a really important and special win there from Fuller against a top 5 opponent. Wasn't counting out the tech fall. This team moves quickly, and we've already seen a few times from the different Iowa wrestlers that can do something in the final few seconds. But again, from Fuller right there, just staying on top, being in complete control of this duel. A great win for Iowa over a top 5 program.
33-8 the final. The Iowa Hawkeyes take down Colorado Mesa, but don't go anywhere. Coming up next,